How's it going, traders? I hope everyone's having a great start to the week and a great start to the month. My day was interesting. I was done before 9:35 here, caught a little pop on AMD, was in the trade for 74 seconds. Seemed kind of surreal. I've never been done this early before. I looked at the time, I looked at the chat room, looked at the charts, and I was like, well, I guess that's it for me today. Anyways, there's a lot of other things to do, right? So one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to go through all the questions that I've received in the past few days on the recaps here, and then we'll go into the trade. And I'm going to save the most important question for last. Someone asked a really critical question. So first question here is from Gary. I sent him a hotkey today in the chat room. Great, thank me for that. And his question goes, by the way, how do you handle a trade that doesn't hit your 2-to-1 and doesn't stop out? Do you just have some criteria, time-based, that you use to exit the trade? Well, as I'm saying before, I try to hold for 2-to-1, all or nothing, and I think I've arrived in the situation at 3:59 where I had to exit the trade, right? And there's been a couple other times where I just got out after 2 hours. It just wasn't going anywhere for me, right? I didn't want to, sit there coming back and checking on it. So it's pretty loose in that case. If it's just going sideways at midday and nothing's actually happening, I'll probably bail. But if I'm trading the close and 3:59 hits, and I'm not at 2-to-1, I'll bail on that. So I actually did that on, I didn't do a recap on that. I forgot when I traded last week, and I basically got out in the final 5 seconds there, caught a 1-to-1, and that's what I was given, right? But I try to hold for 2-to-1. That's the goal here, right? I know some platforms allow you to put a time-based exit, so just exit the trade at the closing bell. But personally, since I'm around the station and stuff like that, I can exit those manually. But yes, definitely I'm trying to hold for 2-to-1, all or nothing. Given the right circumstances. Hopefully that answers your question, Gary. Next question is from Hossein. So Hossein, been a member of ours for quite a while here, and he asks, say your risk per trade is 200 and your stop loss is 20 cents away. So when do you decide to get out early before your stop loss is hit? I know about pullbacks, testing supports and VWAP and coming back up, etc. Have you ever gotten out just because you did not see it coming back, or do you always wait until your stop loss is hit? I'm trying to get better and better at holding, right? So say here's the entry, the stop, and then the target, right? Target and stop. I will always try to hold. If I realize that I'm in a bad trade though, like I look back and say, okay, wait a minute, what did I see here? Like if you look at the NTNX trade from Friday, I realized I was not in a good trade. That was not a reversal. So in that case, I shouldn't be in the trade in the first place. Then it's okay to get out of break even, right? The key here is that you have to have the conviction. If it's an ABCD, right? If it's an ABCD and it starts coming back, this ABCD is going to be valid, right? It's going to be valid because that's the play. As long as the setup was good when you got in and it's a valid play, something in your playbook, I say respect the original stop. That's my style, right? Because I've seen the math, I've seen the probabilities. Each time you're wrong, okay, you lose 1 R. Whoop-de-doo. But those times that they do work out, where if you had just held past your break even and respect your original stop, you're going to get 2 Rs, right? 2 Rs. So 1 time you're right can pay for 2 times that you're wrong. And the math is checked out for me. In the long run, I'm just better off holding. Better off holding. There was last week, I think I exited 2 trades at break even. And looking back, it never came back to my original stop. I would have hit 2 R on both of those. So rather than having a plus 4 R swing, I was actually just flat on that, right? Those add up, guys. So check the math, check your setups, check your journal. It may not apply to you. It's going to be depending on your setups and your strategies. But for me, I will always try to hold. Now I'm getting better and better at that. I will hold, I will grit my teeth, I will cross my arms and not get rattled out. Okay, even on the pullbacks. And then Hossein goes on to ask about the hotkey. He wants to see the hotkeys that I use in action, and that's actually the most popular question here. Got that from Sarah, right? Got that from Seth, and got that from Alistair. So all these people are interested in seeing the hotkey that I use to get in my trades, and I've also recently added a range order hotkey. So rather than bore you with that, I know Kyle has this. All the credit goes to Kyle here. Kyle K29 from our forums. Head over to our forums, guys. This is a really good resource. Even if you're not a member, you can still view. You can't post or anything, but you can still view. I'm pretty sure you can download from the links here. So head over to our forums, go to the day trading subforum, Dash Trader Pro tips and tricks, and at the top there's a pinned topic called dynamically calculate share size. So Kyle has put a lot of work in this dating back from September. He is a genius when it comes to scripting, and he's also very, very talented in terms of and well, I mean, just as an individual here, right? He's able to post updates. He's giving us change logs. He's giving support. All this is on his own time here, guys. So I really encourage you, thumbs up his content here. Reach out to him, thank him. Look at all this work, guys. He's not getting paid to do this. This is one of the benefits of our community here. I can't even count how many people have benefited from Kyle's solution, and personally, I still can't even thank him enough. He's changed my trading around. So take a look at that, right? And basically the hotkey, all I need to do, right, to get into the trade, I double click the chart. It'll load the stop price into the montage. I press my hotkey and I'm in. It will calculate how many shares I need to take based on this stop loss, right? Say I double clicked here. Double click, press the hotkey, right? So from this distance from where the current price is, where I got in, and the stop, it'll say this is, I don't know, 20 cents. I don't know what it is, 20 cents. Say I'm willing to risk percentage of my account, 1%, or some dollar level, whatever, is just say $100, easy math. It's going to do that for me. I now have 2,000 shares. I went long. And recently I introduced this range order hotkey that Rishi created. So Rishi, shout outs to Rishi there. Again, another one of our members in the community here provided that solution without anyone asking. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are benefiting from that. There is now a range order hotkey. So once I'm in the trade, all I need to do is double click that stop again, right? That's a good double check. Make sure your stop's valid. Double click it again, press that hotkey, boom, it'll create a range order now. It'll create a range order to put a stop distance here. That's your stop. And then it'll put a profit target that's 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 or whatever you define, 4 to 1, 2.5, 1.5, whatever you want, right? So that's actually available in this video here on our YouTube channel. How to use range order, bracket OC orders, and Dash Trader Pro tutorial includes hotkeys. Right, so check that out. It's in the playlist. I forget what the playlist is called. I think it's Dash Trader Pro tutorials and stuff like that. But it'll walk you through how to enter a range order manually if that's what you want to do. But at the end of the video here, it will show you the hotkey as well as the scripts here. There, the scripts are down at the bottom. So take a look at that. Okay, so that answers the questions from Sarah, Hossein, and the other folks. Let's get into the trade here. AMD. So AMD, what did I see here? In the pre-market, some news was announced. I honestly didn't even pay attention to what it was, but after the fact, I found it was a deal with Samsung. And it just flagged its way up, right? Flagged its way up. The open was extremely strong, extremely strong. I saw it on the 1-minute chart. I saw that we were flagging here, and then it fell, it collapsed, right? Didn't make a new 1-minute high. And then as soon as it touched the VWAP, I really wish I could show you a replay of this, but that won't be available till tomorrow. As soon as it touched the VWAP, it just got bought back up instantly. Like I'm talking 4 seconds. It just got scooped back up. On a smaller time frame, you would see that on like a 30-second chart or something. It just got scooped back up instantaneously. So that was my cue. I said, okay, that's a lot of buying pressure. Someone is really interested in this, probably institutions or something, right? They need to get this at the VWAP. And as soon as I saw that, that was good enough for me. I went long. Boom. Went long. And I put my stop, put somewhere around here, around 28.90-ish. Right, and the whole number should hold on this type of bounce, right? This is a significant whole number here, 29. And it just popped. It popped, and I was out of the trade in 74 seconds, as I said, right? On the daily chart, we're probably going to hit 29.65. This is the area that we targeted here, and that's exactly where we hit, 29.65, and that was high of the day. It actually closed at I think it filled the gap entirely, almost basically faded for the rest of the day, but this was a very clean move, guys. Very clean move on momentum. And, you know, as I've been talking about lately, these candles, right? Bullish candles and bearish candles, shooting stars and hammers and things like that. When they're dead on the chart, it's, you know, it's pretty clear after the fact. But when you watch these things live, when you zoom in and you're focused on how the candle is being created, that tells a completely detailed story of what the psychology of the market is, buyers and sellers, right? Sometimes a hammer, sometimes a hammer, in this case, it'll come down, then it'll be hesitant on the way up, it'll be a fight back up and down, up and down, up and down, and then near the end, it'll kind of just close there. That's a pretty decent bullish candle. But with this one was just like, it went down and then back up in a matter of, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. Right, so that was my cue. And that's basically the trade. One and done, very clean. The market was interesting today. We sold off, and there was a couple other moves, but I just didn't want to push it, didn't want to give any gains back to start the month like that, right? So finally, the last question here is from Daddy Waddy. This is from a recap from the other day here. Great recap, man. Are you Korean? The answer to that is no. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in the room tomorrow.